want you falling for me, 'cause I know I'd fall for you.
So, this is a brilliant way to start a vlog. I wasn't going to vlog like this, but I thought, you know what? Oh, hi, Bert. Hello. Bert is literally here. Yeah, but I thought, you know what? This is my reality at the moment, so why not pick up the camera? After I finished last week's vlog, on Sunday night, I had this... Oh, and he's come to have a sniff of the camera now. I had this really bad pain in my ear, and I was up till about 1 a.m. trying to get on top of it. Managed to get to sleep. Then yesterday was Monday, and all day, on and off, just had this really bad pain. I don't know if you can see, I've got a heat pack on it right now. I'm just kind of lying on it. It's only in my one ear, so I think it's an ear infection. But yesterday I took some cocodamol, which absolutely wiped me out. I felt really nauseous. I spent about an hour yesterday afternoon just lying on the floor in here because I just couldn't do it. Mondays and Tuesdays, Tom works from the office, which is the absolute worst time for me to feel so poorly because I'm still looking after Nana. She's been fine. She's gone back to bed for her afternoon nap, so I've just got on the sofa with YouTube on in the background. I really want to read, but I've just not even got the energy to hold up a book right now. So yeah, that is today. I'm sure any of you with chronic illness will totally empathise that I think I obviously spend most days just about putting one foot in front of the other, so something like earache or a cold or anything just absolutely wipes me out. So it said online that if you have earache for more than 3 days to see your GP, so we'll see how I am tomorrow. Tomorrow will be kind of day 3, so if Thursday it's still hurting, I will book an appointment with GP. So yeah, I have finished and DNF'd a book yesterday, but I'll talk about that when I've got a bit more energy.
I'm falling for, I don't really want you falling for me, 'cause I know I'm falling for you. I'm falling for, it's too late, and it's over. I feel your presence take over. Just put your head on my shoulder, create.
Good afternoon. I've just noticed that I have pizza there from last night. So yeah, firstly, earache is not completely gone, but I would say around 20% of what it was yesterday. So I am feeling much better. Wanted to come to you and talk about a couple of books that I finished. Firstly, I finished The Cornish Cream Tea Christmas by Cressida McLaughlin. Now, if part 4 of this, if the whole book had been more like part 4, this would have easily got a 5-star. Part 4 was just festive and perfect and everything that I wanted from this book. However, parts 1, 2 and 3 were creepy. Again, I've said before, if this hadn't have been marketed as Christmas and more kind of winter, if it was like the Cornish Cream Tea Winter, I think I would have liked it even more. But as soon as something has Christmas on the front, I want it to be from day one, full of my kind of Christmas spirit. But still, really enjoyed that one. I think I settled on a 4-star in the end. It was kind of sitting between 3.5 all the way through. There were some kind of diet culture-y references in there, but that last part really hyped it up for me, and really looking forward to reading the next book. It's not a festive one, so it won't be in December, but I'm thinking maybe spring next year I'll pick that one up. And then a really strange one to talk about is a book that I have DNF'd for now, or kind of put on pause, and that's The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas. This book was fantastic, really getting into it, but it's just not what I want to be reading at the moment. I'm really on a festive kick now, and I want to continue with that. So I thought, rather than trying to push myself through this book, I would put it back on my TBR, and next year sometime get to that one. I've also had a little bit of book mail come. First of all, I'm not going to show you here, but I have had my book flood swap parcel arrive, and I'm really excited to open that. The book flood swap is based on a tradition from the Netherlands, I believe, where books are exchanged on Christmas Eve. I think it's called Yucca Book Flood. I've probably butchered that, but I'll write it here somewhere. And I really love the idea. It's run by Shutters and Letters over on Instagram, and mine has arrived. The idea is to keep it until Christmas Eve or any time during December if you need a bit of a pick-me-up. So let's see if I can hang on to that one until Christmas Eve. But as I'm filming this, it's the 30th of December, and tomorrow starts Predictathon, which I will show you my TBR for Predictathon later. I'm going to go in the shower in a minute. But yeah, I'll come back and show you that later. But then also the 9th to the 11th of December is Rom-Comathon. And the group read for that is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I haven't read from either of these authors, but I have seen the Netflix adaptation of Dumpling by Julie Murphy. And look at this. Whoever she is, I want to be her. I think that's B. When B Hobbs takes the lead in a squeaky clean romantic Christmas movie, there are only 3 rules. Don't get involved with anyone on set. Don't tell anyone what you do for a living. Definitely don't get involved with anyone on set. Seriously. Now she's filming in Christmas Notch, a small town with Christmas trees and festive tunes all year round. But Bee's got a secret identity to hide, and it's not family friendly, and her co-star Nolan Shaw, an ex-boy band member infamous for his own X-rated antics, not only knows it, but is secretly her biggest fan. When things start to heat up on set, Bee and Nolan must keep this steamy affair under wraps or risk ruining everything. Does that not sound perfect? So I'm looking forward to reading that one. One thing that I just wanted to share with you as well. Now, I cannot believe that I'm going to show this on camera, but I am. One thing that I used to get really embarrassed about of living with chronic illness, and especially mental health conditions, is how matted my hair gets. And I had kind of come to the conclusion that I was going to keep my hair short and more manageable, but I really enjoy having long hair, so I've had to come up with ways to deal with it. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see from there at the moment, but having a few days, I've got a bit matted up here. I've got all this really matted hair underneath here, and like I say, I used to be really ashamed that my hair used to get like this, but I've come to the conclusion over the past couple of years that it is just something that I have to deal with. And it was also written about in the How to Keep House While Drowning book, and I just wanted to share with you the 2 things that really helped me, and I can't see one of them right now. Where bloody hell have I put that? Bear with me a sec. Right, so when my hair gets matted and disgusting like this, the first thing I do is, while it's dry, I absolutely smother it in Ultimate Blends. Now, this is the coconut and macadamia one. I also like the watermelon one and the banana one. So I'll absolutely smother my hair in that, leave it for about 20 minutes to half an hour, just kind of put up in a bun. And then once I get in the shower, I use this. Now, this is a wet brush. I was sceptical. I think I paid about £15 for this back in the day, but especially with having curly hair, it is the only thing that I will brush my hair with. I tend to only brush my hair when it's wet. So yeah, I will, in the shower, give that a brush through and hopefully get all these mats out. I will lose a chunk of hair, I always do, but I am quite lucky that I've got quite a lot of it and it's quite thick. Oh, you can see all the matting under there. So yeah, I am going to go and do that now, and then I will possibly speak to you later.
It's hard to keep my composure. I don't really want you falling for me, 'cause I know I'd fall for you. I'm falling for, I don't really want you falling for me, 'cause I know I'm falling for you. I'm falling for.
Good evening. It is 8:10 on Sunday night and I'm ready to go to bed. It's been a tough couple of days in that Nana's been really argumentative with me. She's been more alert, which is great, but we had a couple of days of her pretty much flat out refusing to eat dinner. She would say, just give me a small portion, and I did, and then she would still say, I can't eat all of that. Then anything we've offered to her was just getting the no, I've already eaten, no, I've already eaten, no, I've already eaten. And I think because I'm just a little bit run down as well, like, I haven't got angry with her as such, but I've come into the bedroom and had a cry on a couple of nights because I just got so frustrated, and then I feel really guilty for getting frustrated because I know that it's the Alzheimer's and it's not her. But I've been saying to people a lot on Instagram this week, like, I've worked as a healthcare assistant for 10 plus years. I have all the Alzheimer's and dementia training that the NHS could throw at me. You know, I was an old people's champion and a dementia champion, and yet I feel like I know nothing when it comes to caring for Nana. And then I just feel like I hope that I'm not letting her down. Yeah, so that's been tough this week. My brain's a bit scrambled. I've been thinking way too much. I've not been able to get off to sleep because I've just got thoughts going round and round in my brain all the time. And yeah, I've just felt a little bit, I don't even know how to put it. I've just felt a bit weird. But let's talk about something fun, shall we? I finished one book this week, I think. Hang on, let me just check Storygraph because I don't know if I've forgotten anything. I think I already talked to you about finishing the Cornish Cream Tea Christmas, which I'm not sure if I finished. Yeah, I'm not sure if I finished that in this vlog or last vlog, but I know I've already talked about it. So then the only other one I finished is Christmas and Mistletoe by Clare Lydon, and this was another almost perfect queer Christmas romance. So I now have 2 in my arsenal that I can recommend to people. You'll probably remember earlier on in the year I read The Long Weekend by Clare Lydon, which was her first book, and while I did enjoy it, I was a little bit on the fence because there was a lot of diet culture and things that made me really uncomfortable. But this was written back in I want to say 2014, so really early on. So I said I was going to try one of her later books, and Christmas in Mistletoe did not disappoint. This was, I just loved it. It was just so, it's a lesbian romance. I think that both of the characters in it identify as lesbian. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure that it was, I'm sure one of my favourite lines from it was about just because we're both lesbians. And then I'm not going to spoil it, but this was a very British, very gay rom-com with two characters that meet in London and then end up that their parents live next to each other in a small town called Mistletoe. Ruby is a singer who doesn't want to sign with an agency because she's been burned by pushy agents before. Fran is an agent who has been let down by singers before, so they have that kind of preconceived notion between each other from day dot before they even get to know one another. Ruby's family owns a mistletoe farm and sells Christmas trees and works with this fantastic Christmas tree winter wonderland trail where people in the village decorate their trees. This book, I would say, I think there's only 2 spicy scenes. So overall, the book isn't like up there with banging from the first page. But when they do get it on, holy moly, did I get, whew, that's the only way I can describe it. It was, yeah, the 2 sex scenes were absolutely perfectly done. The only reason that this is getting a 4.5 star and not a 5 is that about 3/4 of the way through, there is this kind of miscommunication that happens, and I felt like it didn't need to be there. Like, yeah, it was kind of really rushed and I wish it hadn't have been there. It just kind of took me out of the story for a little minute. But yeah, 4.5 star for this book. All of these books are on Scribd, which is how I listened to this one. But I loved it so much that I went and treated myself to her newest Christmas one. Is this published this year? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is her 2022 release, and this is The Christmas Catch. And it says, thrown together when they're playing conks out and a blizzard rolls in, Morgan Scott and her childhood friend Ali Bradford are on a mission to make it to from Glasgow to Devon in time for Christmas. The catch, roads and trains are up the spout, Morgan's patience is running low, and Ali has had a secret crush on Morgan since forever. But can she keep a lid on over 2 decades of unrequited love, particularly when they keep having to share a bed? Absolutely no problem at all. And this is kind of, I think, a play on the there's only one bed trope, because, I mean, obviously I think that these 2 girls are going to end up getting it on because, you know, it says here, best-selling lesbian romance author. So yeah, I think Clare Lydon is just going to become one of my favourite authors. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then I had said last week that one of my picks for did I put it as a pick for Predictathon? No, but I think I just put it on my December TBR, which I will link below if you haven't already seen, that I was going to read Paris Dalencourt is About to Crumble by Alexis Hall, and that has been kindly sent to me by the publishers. I found out that it's a series, and I think they're companion novels, but I like to read them in order. So I picked up Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake when I heard Aoife talking about this. I'm going to send Aoife the bill for this one, I think, because it's totally her fault that I bought it. Yeah, it's a kind of not British Bake Off, but that kind of thing, romance. So I'm going to hopefully dig into that soon. Currently reading at the moment, I have a few books on the go. I have Kylie Dunbar's Christmas at the Borough, a bookshop. This is my Predictathon pick for trope that you love, because I love books set in bookshops. I'm still reading Why Social Media is Ruining Your Life. I've been reading this book for absolute months, but it's just quite dense and it's taken me a while to get through it. I am reading a story. I'm going to drop these in a minute. I'm reading A Story a Day of Last Christmas, curated and introduced by Greg Wise and Emma Thompson. I've already watched the film twice already this week. My anxious brain just likes films that I know and I love and I can just lose myself in. So I'm trying to read at least a story a day of that one. And as you can see, I'm not very far through. And then I'm reading a book that I'm really torn about. I'm reading Sophie Kinsella's Christmas Shopaholic. Now, the Shopaholic series is one of those series that got me back into reading when I was a teenager, and I absolutely loved Becky Bloomwood. I thought she was so funny. I thought, oh yeah, I'm a shopaholic like her. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Not so sure anymore, but I needed to complete the series. I've had this sitting on my shelf for a while and I kept thinking about, do I DNF it? Do I read it? Do I DNF it? I was going to try and get my hands secondhand on the Shopaholic series and reread it, but I think I might just leave it in my memories, because so far in this one, again, I'm only that far through, and yeah, I'm not warming to Becky Bloomwood anymore. I think she's a bit of a brat. What more can I say? I think I like her sister Jess more now. But like I say, I just want to finish the series. When was this one published? It's been a few years. Oh, 2019. It's not that old. But yeah, what more can I say about that? And then I am also currently reading this beautiful Peter Rabbit Christmas is Coming book, which is meant for kids, but I don't care. I read it last year. And you have a story every day. So you have just, I mean, this one from today, you have the story is about 4 pages long. And then you have an activity to do, which I am not doing, but yeah, very cool. I am waiting. I do have a bookish advent calendar, but with the Royal Mail strikes, it hasn't turned up yet. So fingers crossed it comes tomorrow. This week, I don't have much. No, that's a lie. I was about to say I don't have much planned. I have nothing planned tomorrow. So I'm going to try and chill and rest. Well, it just depends what kind of mood Nana wakes up in. Tuesday, I have a doctor's appointment. Nana has a doctor's appointment. Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to chill. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I am going to Dudley to see my family, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm just really hoping. I was going to go the week after, but train strikes. So just keep everything crossed that it doesn't snow, because I really want to see them all. It was my niece's first birthday this week and I haven't seen her in about 6 months. I think the last time I saw them was August. It was August. But yeah, I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm okay. It's just, I feel like my head's going a mile a minute all the time, and I just need to slow down, I think, and try not to let things get to me too much. So I hope you've enjoyed this ramble. And if you have, please consider subscribing to my videos. There is a new weekly vlog every Wednesday and sometimes a bonus video on a Sunday too. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.